Hi everyone and welcome, my name is ThomC and today we're going to be talking about the Tweakers Bundle by Plugin Boutique. There are 7 plugins that are included in that bundle. There is Slappy and Bad Tape by Denise Audio. There's Union by Soundspot. There's Instascale and The King by WA Prod, or WA Production. And finally there's Subvert and Cryogen by Glitch Machines.
You and I, a delicate rise, I'll never feel.
First off, we'll be taking a look at Slappy by Denise. It's a slapback delay effect that you can use to create that analog retro sound that you can find on older records. You can already find a more extensive review of this plugin on my channel. It will be linked up above and down below, so feel free to check it out. Now we're going to add depth to the whole drum kit, and in order to do so we're going to be listening to the room mic without slapback delay and then with. First without. Now with. As you can hear, I set the filters so as to have a sound that really focuses on the mid-range, and also I boosted the saturation all the way to the top. So we're going to listen to the same thing but in context now. Without. Now with. Yeah, it could be too much, but I think it makes the whole drum kit more interesting, and I really like the sound of the saturation. You can actually hear it from time to time, so yeah, it's really nice. Also, I didn't leave too much feedback so as to keep the rhythm of the whole drum kit. Now we're going to be checking out Bad Tape by Denise that I've previously reviewed on my channel as well. Bad Tape actually emulates, well, Bad Tape. So all the artifacts, the modulation, the grittiness that you can find or that you can create with tape machines to destroy your sound. This is a piece that I made with United Strings of Europe by Audict. You'll find the link to the video in the description or in the top right corner. We'll first listen to the piece without Bad Tape, and then we'll listen to how Bad Tape actually accentuates the retro or vintage feel of the piece. Now with. So Bad Tape can actually have that worn out tape effect and can be very useful for scoring for horror, like vintage horror movies and sci-fi movies. Now we're going to be checking out Union by Soundspot. It's a 3 oscillator synthesizer with 2 analog style oscillators and 1 wavetable oscillator with a wavetable generator. It's got a very nice and intuitive modulation system, 9 effects modules, 300 presets, and I think it's really easy to use. Everything's pretty much there on the front panel, and yeah, let's check it out.
Instascale by WA Production is a scale-oriented instrument that you can route to your virtual instruments, and there's many different scales to choose from that you can use for learning, for ear training, serious playing, inspiration and experimenting, and that you can also use to break the rules with all the different features that it has. Now we're going to be listening to how Instascale inspired me to make this track in the key of C Arabic. And I've only used 3 notes, so we'll be listening to a melody that I made just using 3 notes on my keyboard that actually change with the Instascale plugin. So let's listen to it. So yeah, when it comes to playing the keyboard, I actually play scales, and I'm a bit of a purist, to be fair, because I really like being able to play things. So I think that I would be using Instascale to inspire myself, because there's many scales that I don't know about. I'm not very good at theory, so it's really nice to actually learn from it and to be inspired at the same time. So I think I'll be using this plugin definitely for that. The King by WA Production is a 5-band, multi-band, upward and downward compressor. It's got a release time knob, a mix knob, a magic EQ with different curves that were made for mastering, and a limiter, and it sounds really good. Right, so now we'll listen to one of my lounge music tracks, and we'll go from left to right. What I did here is I actually used the downward compression, and I pushed it all the way to the top and set the time setting as to get a nice feel for the drums and also get control, snappiness, but not kill the transients completely. So that's what I did. I wanted to get a bit more clarity out of this track, and I've set the low and low mid settings or thresholds to a point where actually the lows listen to how the kick and bass interact with each other. I wanted to get a bit more of that feel where the bass is always present, where it doesn't disappear in the mix and is kind of locked with the kick drum. And in the low mids, I thought and felt like the low mid information in this track was a bit too muddy. So that's why I set the threshold here. I wanted to have a bit more control in the high and high mid information. Actually, there's a bit more presence in the high mids with this setting, and also get a better feel for the highs that I set here, and also compensated with the gain knob here. Also, I used the magic EQ on the second setting, which seems to push the high information and carve the mids a bit more. So and also compensated with the output gain here. So let's listen to it with and without. So yeah, I really like the feel of the bass information in particular. I think that it's really useful on that, and I could definitely be using that more on the kick drum and the bass to make them lock together a bit better. You'll find a more in-depth video on my channel about The King by WA Production soon. Subvert by Glitch Machines is a multi-channel distortion plugin with 3 parallel multi-effects, many routing and modulation options, a 3-band EQ, and a resizable user interface, and it sounds really crazy. Now we're going to listen to Subvert on a ThomCSounds and listen to how its combination of filters, modulation, distortion, envelopes and more how it makes the sound more interesting and completely destroys it. Let's listen to it without and with the effect. With as you can hear, the sound, the effect is really prominent and aggressive, really abrupt, and the dry and wet knob is not even all the way to 100%. So it just makes you imagine how powerful this effect is and how creative you can be with it. Now, the last plugin of this video is Cryogen by Glitch Machines. It's a dual buffer and bit crusher effects plugin with dual multi-mode filters, many modulation options, which seems to be the trademark of Glitch Machines. 140 factory presets, and the LFOs can be used as tone generators. There's so many modulation options in this plugin that you can actually come up with really, really crazy tones and effects. Right, now we'll be listening to a plugged synth and see how we can make it more interesting with Cryogen. So we'll be listening to it first without and then with. With. Now in context without. Now in context with. Right, I think that the effect actually makes the synth more interesting in the mix. The randomness of the repetitions with the effect actually make it more interesting to the ears, I think. So yeah, it's very nice to use it on ThomCSounds. There's a lot to be done and to experiment with in this Tweakers bundle by Plugin Boutique. Slappy and Bad Tape by Denise are very nice and analog sounding plugins, a very nice slapback delay effect and a very nice bad tape effect. Union by Soundspot is a great synthesizer with a very straightforward interface. I really like it. Instascale by WA Production is a very interesting tool. I don't know much about scales. I know how to play them, but I don't know much about the theory behind it. So I think that the plugin will help me understand more about them, learn more from them, and be inspired by them. Also by WA Production, the King is a very nice multi-band compressor. It can get very aggressive, and I'll show you that in other more extensive videos that will be coming out soon. Subvert by Glitch Machines and actually Cryogen by Glitch Machines are two crazy effects. I don't think I know another company that does effects like these ones. I mean, like, the approach behind those effects are really, really unique, and there's also quite a steep learning curve because those effects have like very extensive modulation matrix and also loads of envelopes effects that you probably have not heard of before, but it's super nice to experiment with them, and I think that it will help you be more creative, more inspired. So yeah, I hope that those will inspire you as much as they inspire me. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope that you've enjoyed it. There will be more extensive, more in-depth videos with the plugins that are included in this bundle. Thank you very much to Plugin Boutique for doing a great job with this bundle and all the different companies that are involved here. So Denise, Soundspot, WA Production, and Glitch Machines. Please subscribe to my channel. If you've got any questions, don't hesitate to ask them in the comment section down below. All the links to the separate plugins will be mentioned in the description. And please, guys, be safe. Keep creating at home, stay home, and yeah, it's going to be a tough few weeks or months, or I don't know how much time, but please, yeah, stay safe, stay strong, and keep creating, keep loving each other. See you guys, bye bye.